Hi, I'm Robin Downs, and I'd like to welcome this week ALICIA OLATUJA to Sister Talk. How you doing, ALICIA?
I'm doing good, doing good.
ALICIA is a mezzo-soprano, and she's going to honor us with a holiday song. What song are you going to be singing today?
Well, the plan is Oh Holy Night, and then if we have some change left over, then maybe Silent Night as well.
Okay, well, we look forward to that. In the meantime, please give us some of your background. From what I've read, you have an illustrious career in terms of your studies, just everything you've studied and the people that you've performed with. So give us some of the highlights.
Well, I started out in St. Louis, Missouri, so I'm a Midtown girl, Midwest, hey. Then I moved to New York about 5 years ago once I finished my undergrad at the University of Missouri, Columbia.
Did you know anybody here in New York?
I think I knew a few people, but not really, really well. You know, you meet people singing operas and doing competitions and things like that, but you don't really know people.
So was it a big cultural change for you to come to the big city?
You know, not really. I came to New York in 2002 because we were doing excerpts of an opera at Carnegie Hall. And when I got to New York, it was one of those things that just clicked. And they say that some people, you know, they feel like they are bona fide New Yorkers, whether they've lived here their whole life or whether, you know, they're just visiting. And I definitely felt like New York was my home.
Okay, so when you got here, were you able to just jump into doing what you love to do?
Yeah, well, I went to Manhattan School of Music, so I had a nice little buffer in between the real world.
And, that is a nice buffer.
Right, right. And met a lot of awesome people. You know, I met my husband there. You know, I studied with an incredible vocal coach named Trisha McCaffrey. She's just a genius. And, you know, I just would go to all these different gigs and, you know, collaborate with a lot of different artists, which is really important because you don't want to just go to school and just do your studies and never get out.
So did you start working with big name artists while you were at Manhattan School of Music?
Not really, because I was focusing on classical music. And the way that the classical world is pretty much segregated, there's, you know, the young artist and then there's like, you know, the big time artist. But you know, once I graduated, everything pretty much shifted. So I stopped doing hardcore classical, just doing operas, and just started almost going back to my roots and just singing jazz, singing R&B, gospel. You know, currently I'm one of the vocalists at the Brooklyn Tabernacle. You know, I perform with my husband and our band, and I also, I do a few solo and guest appearances through the Juilliard Jazz Ensemble.
Nice.
You know, so snuck in there.
And I saw names like Chaka Khan, some of the big names.
Yes, well, I got a chance to sing with Chaka Khan a couple years ago, and it was an incredible experience. She is really, really something. This is when she was doing work on Color Purple.
Okay.
So this is when she was, you know, doing that stuff.
Nice.
But she did a guest appearance at a concert somewhere in Brooklyn. I can't remember exactly where, but it was so much fun. This woman, she is incredible. And, you know, and B.B. Winans was there because he was doing the Color Purple as well. And so we all just kind of, you know, sang and acted crazy.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. I so love when people are able to do what they love to do and do what they love to do and be in love with the person that they're working with. So you work with your husband.
I do.
So where did you meet him and what type of things are the two of you collaborating on?
Well, we met each other at Manhattan School of Music. He was the RA on the 9th floor. I lived on the 11th. And we just, you know, you see the same people at the school all the time. And then I knew that he was an incredible musician. And like I said, I wanted to collaborate with musicians while I was in school. So we started collaborating together. He had an album that he had finished, and I wanted to help out with vocals. And, you know, I've always loved doing a lot of different genres. So even though I was doing mainly classical at Manhattan School of Music, I still wanted to do jazz and soul and all that stuff. And then, you know, he graduated, and I was like, this is it. He's the one. So you're recording albums together as well. You said this is the second album that you're working on now? Well, the first album, we did a re-release of that album because he had actually completed that album before I had met him. And I, you know, soloed on a few songs, did some vocal arrangements for some of the others. And then now we've just completed our album called the Olatuja Project, which is songs that we've written together and produced together. It has really been an incredible journey, just watching how we're bringing our two worlds together in this music, and we are so excited, and people are asking us when is it coming out, and it's coming out in the spring, so we're really pumped.
So talk about the two worlds. What are the two worlds that you're bringing together?
Well, I'm, like I said, Midwest girl.
Yes.
Gospel, R&B, jazz, all the way. You know, that's where, you know, I started. And then going into the classical world because I wanted to be able to build on technique and yet apply it to all these different genres. So that's one of the things that I do. That's one of the things I teach even now in my voice studio. Michael, my husband, he, of course, is a jazz musician. He was doing the jazz program at Manhattan School of Music. But then he's also from Nigeria via London and back and forth.
Okay, so we got a little international stuff going on.
Yes.
Okay, well, this is wonderful. And when again does your album come out, and how can people find you?
Well, it's coming out in the spring, and we're doing a lot of revamping because this is pretty much a new project. We want to have a different website, so it's the Olatuja Project and olatujaproject.com.
Okay.
But that's still being
a work in
formulated.
Progress.
So, yes.
All right.
But it'll all be up very, very soon.
Okay.
And you can always find anybody and everybody on Facebook. I mean,
indeed.
Really.
Okay, we'll friend each other.
Yes.
All right. I look forward to hearing you sing, and thank you so much for stopping by Sister Talk.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And now, for your holiday entertainment pleasure, Sister Talk is proud to present vocalist ALICIA Olatuja, accompanied by her husband, Michael, singing "Oh Holy Night." Thank you.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till He appeared and the soul felt His worth. A thrill of hope, a weary world rejoices, for yonder break a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angels' voices.